I'll start your full scan with CBS News. Thank you so much. Well, what is different today than was yesterday in terms of immigration enforcement, local policing, cooperation, and the occupation itself? And has the federal government offered you and the governor reassurances that there will be 2 independent investigations as well as a detailed plan for a drawdown of federal agents in Minneapolis?
You got a lot in that question there. Look, we've had good and productive meetings with both President Trump as well as the border czar Homan. And what I will say is I will believe it when I see it. They have talked about drawing down the numbers in terms of federal agents, ICE, and Border Patrol in Minneapolis, and that is essential. The reality, however, is that we need Operation Metro Surge to end. It is not about creating safety in Minneapolis. If the goal was to find an antidote to chaos, there would be a very straightforward answer, which is to end Operation Metro Surge, remove the federal agents, and we got to move forward. Are we hopeful for progress? Are we hopeful that there will be a drawdown in the force that we're presently seeing in this invasion in Minneapolis? Absolutely. I'm hopeful. Do I expect the conduct to immediately change? That is my expectation. That is what we are insisting upon. But again, I'll believe it when I see it.
Mayor Frey, do you have any meetings
I'll start here.
Do you have any meetings planned with the president while you're in town, or anyone on Capitol Hill before you leave?
We have a number of meetings that are planned with a number of different elected officials and senators over there at the Capitol. And, you know, the message is going to be very clear. Right now, ICE is being utilized as an occupying force. This is not about ICE doing normal ICE stuff. This is about indiscriminately pulling people off the street based on the fact that they look Somali or they look Latino. This is tearing families apart, creating chaos. People are afraid to go to the grocery store, get to work. And we've had Minneapolis residents by the tens of thousands stand up, not just to say this ain't okay, but to offer safeguard and protection and help for those communities that are disproportionately being targeted right now. And so the ask is very straightforward. There's a lot of areas where cities, and these mayors can tell you, cities around the country do need help. They need help with monies for housing. They need money for food. They need support for law enforcement. They need to keep their respective cities safe. ICE is not doing that.
Are there any meetings with Republican lawmakers?
I'll go here and go over here.
To piggyback on the question, do you have any plans to meet with the president?
Not today, I don't, but certainly the door is open and I'm willing to meet with him before. Like I said, we had a collegial and productive conversation last we talked, and I certainly would welcome another one.
There's a funding battle right now on Capitol Hill. Some senators want to split off DHS funding. What's your message to them?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
There's a funding battle going on right now on Capitol Hill. Some senators, Democratic senators, want to split off DHS funding and move forward with the rest of that. What's your message? Should they hold the line?
Look at the way the funding is presently being utilized. If we were talking about safety, there's a lot of good recipes for how that money could ultimately be used. If it were to be used for more police officers, I would get on board. If it were used for additional housing supports, count me in. If it were used for SNAP benefits or areas that would actually improve the safety of our city, I think there are mayors around the country that would say absolutely. But when you have 3,000 to 4,000 ICE agents and Border Patrol coming to a city where you have 600 police officers, making it all the more difficult for them to do their very important job of keeping our city safe, what I would say is that ain't working. So we need an immediate end to Operation Metro Surge. I'm glad that it's being drawn down right now, but this needs to stop.
President Trump said that on Truth Social yesterday that you're playing with fire by ending, not enforcing federal immigration laws. What do you have to say to that? Do you feel like that's a threat from the president at all?
So the president mentioned yesterday that I was playing with fire by not enforcing federal immigration laws. So our police officers will do their jobs. They're not going to do somebody else's job. I'll tell you the job of our police officers and what I want them doing. I want them spending every single minute in Minneapolis keeping people safe. And by the way, they have done an incredible job. Crime is down in virtually every category, in virtually every neighborhood of Minneapolis, and has been trending down for well over a year. I want our police officers stopping murders from happening, preventing carjackings, responding to 911 calls. You know what I don't want them doing? I don't want them spending a single minute hunting down a father who just dropped his kids off at daycare, who's about to go work a 12-hour shift, who happens to be from Ecuador. That guy makes our city a better place. For the people that have been here in our city, they're more Minneapolis than I am. They've been here 29, 30 years, working as a baker or an insurance agent, working to improve their lives, their families' lives, and the whole city of Minneapolis. We're proud to have them. They've made Minneapolis a better place. They've done nothing wrong. If the goal is to go after criminals and violent offenders, the answer is of course. The answer is yes. That's not what we're talking about here, though.
Mr. Mayor, I'm interested. Obviously, you just told a room full of mayors your cities could be next. What steps do you think cities should be taking in case this could happen to their cities moving forward?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the question was, what steps should cities around the country be taking? First off, do not think about this as just a problem in another city. This is a threat to the endurance of our democracy, the endurance of our republic. When you have a federal government that is laying siege on a city, deploying thousands of agents, and using the Department of Justice as a weapon, going after both local leaders and politicians that are simply undergoing one of the most basic responsibilities that we have, which is speaking on behalf of our constituents. When you've got a federal government that goes after people simply because they disagree with an administration, that's not a Republican or a Democratic problem. That should be a concern for everybody that is a patriot. If you care about freedom, if you care about liberty, if you love your small town in the middle of America or your city, this is something in a time when you all got to be standing up right now. So stand up, speak out, make very clear that this ain't right, because it isn't. And, one more thing, make sure we're talking on a consistent basis to our constituents about what's going on. And we've got an important battlefield that we are fighting on right now, and that battlefield is the law. Judges, the judicial branch, is recognizing the threat to our democracy and our republic. Judges are importantly standing up and issuing orders that say, hang on a second, this is not a partisan issue, this is one about America. And we can't allow residents of our city, like Renee and Alex, to be collateral damage in this really awful invasion that we're seeing. And so again, I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic. To be very clear, I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic. I believe that the tide is turning right now, and the people that deserve the credit, are the tens of thousands of Minneapolis and Minnesota residents. They give me hope every single day. I mean, they are showing the whole country what it means to be a proud American, what it means to be a patriot. I could not be prouder to be from Minneapolis. Thanks so much, everybody.
You wanted to add a compromise.